Remember these headlines from the media when President Trump was diagnosed with COVID and removed his mask outside on the White House balcony? Quote, epidemiologists just want to vomit.
Wow.
Doctors disturbed after Trump removed his mask at the White House. And this, after Donald Trump's deranged balcony address, we're all gasping together.
Well, the reaction was thankfully much different yesterday when President Biden released a video speaking maskless outside. Fox News contributor Laura Trump joins us now. Laura, just want to listen to a little bit more of that media reaction.
Was that yesterday of him? Was that today of him getting off the plane? And he's in front of all of those. I mean, he's with all of them people getting out of the plane maskless, because that's not right. I think they was a lot harder on Trump when he was when he came out. I think one time he had his mask on, and when he walked out toward the people, he stood there. He was still far away from them. I think he took his mask off, and this is when they was attacking him. I think, but Biden and his people didn't have on a mask at all, so I don't get that.
Former President Trump received when he ditched the mask after returning from Walter Reed. Take a listen.
Our president being sick is a huge galvanizing point for this country.
In large part, it's his own dereliction is partly to blame for this.
I look at this as a drunk driver.
His own dereliction is partly to blame for this.
Dereliction is partly to blame for this.
I look at this as a drunk driver who injured himself in a wreck and killed the oncoming sober driver. Donald Trump has injured himself.
The treatment he's getting at taxpayer expense is privileged treatment.
I used to love her. I used to hear her fuss at the Republicans. I used to be like, yeah, go, get them. Then somebody told me that she was a Republican. I said, is she just a Republican acting like she's a Republican so she can fuss at the Republicans from close? Is she a Republican? What is she, man? Because I don't know what she is now. I think she just has a hard-on for Donald Trump. That might not be the best way to describe that, but...
Killed the oncoming sober driver. Donald Trump has injured himself.
The treatment he's getting at taxpayer expense is privileged treatment. It angered me.
He didn't take the necessary precautions to protect himself or others.
Yeah, so yesterday, Karine Jean-Pierre received some light questioning about President Biden.
Hold on. Did he just not say that? He said they didn't take the necessary precautions to protect themselves or others. Now look at this guy, Mr. President. He clearly has the mask on wrong with his daggone nose sticking out from the top of it. You're not doing anything that way. You're not protecting anybody else. You're not protecting yourself that way. All right? So and then you got, that's the cat calling the, that's the, what is pot calling the kettle black. That's pointing one finger at somebody, and now you got like 80 million pointing back at you. Like, you got to make sure your ducks are in a row before you start calling people out to the daggone carpet, brother.
Necessary precautions to protect himself or others.
Yeah, so yesterday, Karine Jean-Pierre received some light questioning about President Biden releasing this video where he didn't have a mask on despite him testing positive for COVID. And the press secretary said, well, you know, he was 6 feet away from the videographer. They were outside. The videographer was wearing a mask. So is the disparity there because we're at a different time in this disease, or is it because it's a different president?
Okay, I think you're being sarcastic. I think it's because it's a different president, because they can give a damn about it being a lesser grade or quality. Yeah, it's because it's a different president.
Well, Carly, you're not suggesting that the media is somehow playing favorites with Joe Biden over Donald Trump, are you? Of course, that is exactly what's going on here. It's rather amazing, actually, to watch the difference in coverage of the exact same location, the balcony of the White House, where Donald Trump stood, took off his mask. Joe Biden is there maskless as well. It's almost a 180-degree change in coverage when you look at the way the media has handled this. But guys, this is exactly the reason, and you can add it to the growing list, that people in America have very, very low trust in the media at this point because they do pick and choose the way they cover things based on their own political affiliations. It's kind of interesting, though, because you see Joe Biden there, COVID positive, outside, no mask on. How many times have we seen him actually put his mask on to go outside when he doesn't have COVID? It's very confusing, I think, to Americans. But to go back to my father-in-law, you think back to October of 2020, when the Democrat-fueled fear-mongering was at a fever pitch for COVID in this country. They were terrifying people who likely would recover from COVID, that they...
Oh my goodness, this entire time, I swear to goodness, this entire time I didn't know that a Trump was talking. I swear to goodness, I'm like, okay, this reporter doesn't look familiar, like from the Five or anything like that. Have I seen her before? Maybe I have. I don't know. I'm just not. I don't know if I'm that great with faces, but. Did I see her? Have I reacted to anything of hers yet? I don't think I have, but that's an actual Trump talking about it. Okay, that's cool.
They had to completely change their lives, stay shut in. We know the negative impact that had, a cascading effect on our children, on our mental health, drug use, etc. To see Donald Trump come back from Walter Reed, stand out there on the balcony, again, away from people, the hysteria over him being maskless on a balcony outside, insane, but to reassure Americans that he was okay. And remember him saying you shouldn't let it dominate your life. Don't be so afraid of this virus. That was an important thing, I think, for Americans to hear. Of course, the media only ambassaded him for it, but he did what a president should do at that time, and led the American people and took charge.
President Trump took the mask off to show people we're getting through this, and now here we are with President Biden.
Okay, well, this one comes on. All right, so so we all show that that the left takes sides, period, and they're not going to treat their own the way, and nor are any of the media sources going to treat their own the way that they treat the opposition. And I know no one's surprised. Absolutely no one's surprised. This is one of the type of situations where, okay, we get it. Playing a little bit dirty because, you know, the ball's in your court. We got you. We got you. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Let it roll off your shoulders and don't trip. But I do want to hear what y'all got to say about this in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing per usual. Love y'all.